Hey everyone, I hope all is well. Today we are going to go over our project about caricatures. I talked about how caricatures are a funny way of expressing a celebrity or politician's most funny feature or prominent feature. And so we're going to use Photoshop to do that. And here we go. I brought in Jimmy Fallon, and I have a very big picture of him, and I don't want to see all of this picture, so I'm going to go ahead and crop it. Take the crop tool, and I'm just going to crop it. It's as simple as that. I don't even need this information. Double click. Alrighty, it says background over here. I'll just double click on that to get rid of it. Not a big deal. All right, here we go. And in the directions, I say that you can find the Liquify feature under Layer Filter, and you're going to go to Liquify. All right, simple dimple. And then it's going to bring you to this screen. This is a really cool screen. I'm going to show you a few things. These things might not be in the version of Photoshop that you have. However, I have the most recent one, so you can see what the recent one does, and a lot of the other things are what you have. So let me go through this. I hope that you have this. This is really, really cool. It has face-aware Liquify, and it's really, really neat. Just like in any other options that you come across in Photoshop, always go through the little sliders because it can do some really interesting things. So I see eyes, nose, mouth, face shape. Okay, so eyes size. Okay, it does what it says it's going to do. It's going to make the eyes bigger, or it's going to make it smaller. And you can, obviously there are two eyes. It can change the height of the eyes. I'm going to go for 100% here because we are creating a caricature. Eye width, you can change. I'm not even sure. Oh, okay. I see a little bit of a change. Eye tilt, I'm not really going to do anything with that. Eye distance, I can make them wider. Interesting. I can make them closer. I really don't want to do anything with that. Nose height and width. In my trial run, I want to change the height. And I want to change, I want to go this way for fun. And then the mouth. So he's a really funny guy. That's a big prominent feature of his. So I want to make his smile bigger. I'm going to make his upper lip bigger because he's really funny. And I just want to really create, his smile nice and big. Mouth width. Let's do that. Mouth height. Let's change that. And then shape of the face. So now we have forehead, chin height, jawline, and face width. This is really cool. Forehead. So he has a normal forehead, but we can make it bigger because we're making things more prominent. Chin height. I'm gonna make it actually bigger. Jawline. I can make it thinner or bigger. I'm gonna make it thinner so that the smile really comes out. And the face width. I can change that as well, but I don't. Okay. I'm just kind of going to keep it like that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, if you don't have those sliders, the next thing that I'm going to do is play around with these options. Just like with any other tools, if you hover over it, it does tell you what it does. I'm going to be using this tool, Forward Warp tool, the pucker tool, and the blow tool. Those are really fun. And in our other projects, we saw that we can change the size of the brush. So these are, if you're considering these brushes, you can play around with the brush density, pressure. I'm not sure exactly what rate is, but you can play around with that. I'm not really done with him. I think that he needs some more help. So what I'm going to do is go in with this tool, and it will hopefully make his cheeks bigger. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to move it around so that I can really make his cheeks bigger. Oh, I like how this is. Now, just like anything, it's all trial and error. If you don't like what's happening, you can say cancel and then go back and try it all over again. Let's see if I do this even more. All right, that's really great. Another thing that I can do to make these cheeks bigger, which I do like what's happening now. However, if I want to make them even bigger, I can go to the Forward Warp tool, and I want this size to be bigger. Not that big, however, a little bit bigger. Okay, So I want to push out. I'm going to move the apples of his cheeks as well so that it looks somewhat natural. The examples that I showed you, even though, yes, it is a cartoon basically of the celebrity, we still want the caricature to kind of have, not to have the natural features or the highlights. So we want to, you know, make sure that when we are moving these things around, the craftsmanship is nice and smooth. Okay, I really like this. The other thing that I want to do is I want to move his smile. I want to change his smile. I'm going to change the size of the brush again because, like I said, I want to smile nice and big. I'm going to move that. And then I'm going to change this size again. Nope. As always, you can put in your number 2. You don't have to use the slider, but I want his smile even bigger. Yes, it is kind of looking like Joker style. However, okay, that is really fun. Okay, so what else I can do is use this tool, which is pucker tool. And if you look at the image, it looks like the arrows are moving towards that shape, and that's what exactly it does. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to change his nose. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now it's as if the center of the circle is actually working this. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing this. Okay. Okay, I'm doing things that I think are funny. Let's see what this does with the ears. I want to make his ears a little smaller. So the idea is to play around with these tools to make them somewhat naturally funny, to make their features pop out that are already prominent and that can make them kind of look, sometimes they used to, you know, make the person look foolish. But it's really fun and it gives people a laugh. And especially when it came to politics and politicians, the idea was, you know, definitely to make them laugh and to prove a point. Okay, so I would try to make this look a little bit better. Maybe I want to change the chin. So you would definitely play around with this. It doesn't have to take a long time to do this, but it shouldn't take, it shouldn't take a second to do it. This is a really fun thing. Alrighty, please read the directions to see how many of these you have to do and how you should save it. I'm going to, let's see what we have. Now, you can see that I have a lot of him here. If I wanted to, when I go back, I could crop it some more, or you can even play around with more of his body if you wanted to make his hands really small. You can play around with that too. Oh, and you can see how kind of really distorted it can get. So we do want to, oh, let's see if I just move. Anyway, I'm having too much fun with this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is say, okay. And now I have it. I can now crop it if I wanted to. Get rid of those hands. Keep him in the middle. It is a portrait. Double click. And now I can file, save as, and I like it to be saved as a JPEG. Again, my windows might look different than your windows. That's basically it. Definitely have a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I will be walking around and checking everyone's out. All right, thanks. See ya.